Okay, hi everybody. This is your video for how to do the argumentative essay or essay argument map. This is otherwise known as your outline. This is going to be kind of a detailed video because honestly, after the research, this essay argument map is the hardest part of your essay of your argumentative essay. After you perfect this, like you honestly have really just to copy and paste and then run a spell check. So this will be where the quote unquote the work is, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is it asks you for your sources. These are your sources from slide 5. If it's easier, you can grab them from slide 7 if we did that. Okay, so I am going to grab them here. So World Animal Protection, boom, and I'm just going to copy and paste. Now, my awesome teacher wanted me to underline these, and I'm going to need to delete the extra lines. Take the time to do this. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but just please do it. Animal Legal Defense Fund. One thing I just want to double check, I tried to check this in everybody's papers, but if your source, which remember is the name of the website, not the name of the article, if it is more than one word, separate the words and capitalize each word, right? You need to do that. That is going to impact your grade. So make sure you do that. So I'll do this, hit underline, paste, and delete the extra lines. And then my last source was Abby Lee Miller. Okay. But you could be putting yourself, a lot of you did a scenario. If you did like a scenario or example from your own brain, then guess what? You're citing yourself, and that's okay. All right. Okay. If you did more than 3 sources, maybe put 2 on one line, right? You could always put like a semicolon and then put a second one on the same line because there's literally no space for you to do it below. Okay. Now let's talk about a hook. A hook is going to be a sentence or 2 that is part of your first paragraph. It's part of your introduction. It's going to come before your claim or thesis, and it is meant to literally hook or draw in your reader. I am your reader. I have to read your paper, but pretend I don't. Pretend that someone else is going to read this paper, and you want to make it as interesting as possible, okay? So your hook might be a question. It might be a statistic. So maybe some of you who did extra research might decide that you're going to turn one of your extra stats into a hook instead of a specific quote. It might be just a statement of fact. So I'm going to do as if I'm doing mine on animals in captivity. And so I notice the box is green and like my directions say on my first slide, if it's a green box, it means go ahead and write in it. Okay. So I'm just going to start typing up here in the hook. Can you imagine what it would be like to live your entire life in one big room? I don't know, whatever. Okay, question. That's it. That's it. I might write a second sentence. Do not write more than 2 sentences here. If you start to write more than 2 sentences, come see me. Okay. Now, then I'm going to do my claim or my thesis. And this, by the way, I was so impressed because I saw some of you actually just doing this on your own on slide 4, where you wrote your prompt. You didn't have to. And for the most part, I told you don't delete your work because I said you might use it. Well, here's where you might use it. If you did not write extra on your assignment sheet, that's okay. But you're going to look back at your prompt, think of what your prompt is, and you're going to turn it into a complex sentence, an argumentative thesis statement like we practiced. Do you remember that? So you're going to start with while or although. Okay. And then you're going to have your concession. Okay. And then you're going to have your comma, which needs to be in black and needs to be, actually it can be in red, doesn't matter, and needs to be highlighted, comma. Then you're going to have your thesis, which is whatever you're writing about. So for me, I think my thesis, my pretend thesis said something about junk food, but whatever. These are all just samples. So I might say large mammals should not be in captivity. A lot of you are doing like cell phones should be allowed in schools. Cell phones should not be allowed in schools. Students should or should not have homework at night or on weekends. Some of you are doing, so that's what you're going to be writing here. And then you'll write the word because, and then you're going to give your three reasons. Okay. So, your three reasons. Okay. So my first reasons, let's look back up here. Bloop, beep, bop. First reason is it causes psychological suffering. My second one is that I'm arguing that people do not, this one's about how they only have to stop every 28 hours. So my argument is that people do not err on the side of kindness to animals. And then this one's actually about cell phones because I'm just doing an example. So, but you'll write your three reasons. Okay. Reason 1, comma, reason 2, and reason 3. Okay. So that's what yours is going to look like. So for real life, it needs to be like, I might add these words, thesis. So I'm going to include a concession while some animals are really mean. Obviously, that's a ridiculous concession. I'm just using it as an example. And then I'm going to write large mammals should not be in captivity because reason 1, 2, and 3. Guess what? Reasons 1, 2, and 3 turn into your 3 paragraphs. Okay. This is mostly for 6th grade. 7th grade, you should be watching a different video. If you're not watching a different video, just pause here and go find the other video. Okay. So that is your hook, your sources, your hook, and your claim. Okay. I hope that was helpful. Bye.